Elk Falls Suspension Bridge, this is Go Island. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We are up at the very top of the Elk Falls Canyon, and we are loving it because this is the south side of what's going to be the suspension bridge that is being put in place by the Campbell River Rotary. All of those studio auctions, live auctions they've had for the last 3 years has raised enough funds for this project to happen. It's going to be amazing for the residents of Campbell River, actually for the residents of the whole of Vancouver Island, as well as tourists galore. So you can hear the action going on the south side, or the north side. There's jackhammering out some of the rock to be able to put in great big anchors, 5 feet long solid steel, that's going to hold the cables on that side. So we've got interviews coming up with Lori Buza, who's the president of the Campbell River Rotary, as well as Tice Poole, who is the superintendent overseeing this entire project. It is so much fun to be up here and to see the progress. It is really quite an incredible engineering feat. So coming up in today's show, a little bit of everything, but we're going to start here in Campbell River. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV's Channel 4. We are up at Elk Falls, and we are watching the construction of the suspension bridge unfold before our eyes over the last year. Now, behind me, over my left shoulder, you can see all of the platform and construction that's going in for the viewing platform. That's going to be way down at the bottom of the hill. That's going to be right out over top of the falls. It's going to be spectacular. And then up this side is where all the footings are for the stairway going all the way up to the top of the hill, which it hooks up with the trail system up there. So the trail, and then you get on the stairs, you come down and you stand right where Gord's standing, climb a second set of stairs, and there's the viewing platform to go out over the suspension bridge to the other side where they're drilling right now. Lots of action down here. Right now we're going to head down to the Comox Valley. Have a look. You're watching Go Island. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. So excited to be up here at Elk Falls. Joining me is Lori Buza, president of the Campbell River Rotary. You've got a big auction coming up this week, and for the last 3 years, it funded this project that we're standing on.
Yes, it did, through the generosity of Campbell River's businesses and the people that purchased items at the auction. This Friday, starting at 6 o'clock, and through till Saturday at 10:30, the last item.
Now, before we get on to what this year is going to actually support, let's talk about the project that we're standing on. We're up at the top of Elk Falls. We're looking down on the falls, and we are standing on platforms for the new suspension bridge that you guys have been spearheading.
Correct.
So how far are we?
Well, we're getting close to actually bringing in some materials, the walkways. You can see behind us, that's the footing for the main structure of the bridge that supports the cables across.
Okay.
So this is all the hard work and the time-consuming work, and once the materials are fabricated, it'll come together fairly quickly.
So when can I go across the bridge? That's all I really care about. I just want to be able to walk across. All right, soon.
Post-Christmas, unfortunately.
All right. Well, that's okay. This has been great content for us because we've been following you for 3 years. So this is good.
But I don't want to do it in another year.
Take note, Tice. Now, they're over there on the north side.
Yes.
Now, they're drilling the platform to match this, right?
Correct.
Okay.
The anchor blocks are done, installed right behind us and tested.
Okay.
This is the support structure for the main bridge, and they need one over there.
All right, so those anchor blocks that Gord's shooting right now, those have been tested to, did I hear you say 100,000 pounds?
I believe it's about 107,000 pounds of pull, each anchor.
Wow.
And all 4 of them have been tested, so that proves, yes.
Okay.
That proves the rock is solid and safe, so we're going to have a very safe bridge.
So, and as I understand it, if I can remember my facts correctly, 400 300-pound men can be on the bridge at once.
Correct.
And it won't budge.
Yeah, that's the specifications for it.
Okay.
So it's very safe.
All right, so that's 12,000 pounds.
That's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight. This is going to be really great for the residents of Campbell River and for tourists. Like, this is going to be something like we can rival Capilano Bridge.
Very much so. It's a beautiful canyon, and I've talked to tourists from Germany, from Switzerland, and they think this place is fantastic, and they're a little disappointed that this won't be open before they go home. So I said, well, come back next year.
Come back next year. There
so
we go.
They will be.
All right, so is there anything else you want to talk about right now? Oh, what's the new Rotary, the new auction happening this weekend? What are those funds going to be targeted for?
Well, there's about 5 or 6 projects that we're looking at.
Okay.
Some of them, what we classify as humanitarian to help people in Campbell River.
Yes.
100% of the funds stay in Campbell River.
Okay.
The commitment we have with BC Parks is to do a gravel delivery system here,
Okay.
so we'll be working on that in the next year or so.
Okay.
And then the North Side Trail is something we're looking at. We've got to make the bridge go somewhere, but for now
Yes.
it's going to be in a corralled area where people will wait and then turn around and come back.
So a platform on the other side for now.
Fenced in, yes.
But maybe next summer start to work on a trail, or the summer
Ish.
after? Ish. Next summer-ish. All right. Well, thanks so much, Lori. Good luck with the auction this weekend.
Thank you very much.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Now, if I was in Buffalo, this is how high the snow would be right now, right here. Can you imagine? They've had between 50 and 60 inches of snow. But here we don't have snow, but we do have solid concrete with 5-foot deep steel anchors that are going to hold the cables for the suspension bridge that are going to go from here over to the other side where they're drilling right now. Basically what you see here is what they're working on over there right now to make it match on that side. Because they need anchors on both sides. They're going to have 4 cables, 2 that run the bottom and 2 that run the top. And then the planks are going to go along the bottom, and that's going to be our bridge. I can't wait, but I'm going to have to wait a little bit longer because as you heard from Lori's interview earlier before the break, it could be well into January or February before we have the actual bridge completion. But all of this hard work with the cement, that's been crucial for our safety. So really happy about that. And now we're going to have a look at this. I'm Mary Ruth Harris. Thanks for coming back. We are still up at Elk Falls at the top, and joining me now is the man in charge. This is Tice Poole. He's overseeing all of the construction from start to finish. How do you feel about it so far?
So far, so good. We just finished pouring all the concrete on site, so that's a big milestone for us. And
Okay.
we're getting ready to bolt all the prefab aluminum and steel in.
All right. Like when we were here a month ago, none of this concrete was here. So I'm very impressed that it's just, there's
it's
concrete everywhere now.
There is, and it's been a lot of labor to get it where it is, for sure.
Well, and I think one of the things that's really interesting to me is how you've been able to incorporate the cement right into the rock and make that even that much stronger because it's in the rock as well.
Yep, oh yeah, it's pinned right in with, everyone has a dowel that goes 4 feet into the rock in the center of each footing, so it's...
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So they're not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere, no, it's here for good.
Now, these 2 big anchors that we see sticking out of the ground, how far down do they go?
On this side, they go 28 feet into the ground, into the rock.
Okay, so that's solid rock underneath there.
Solid rock, and they're
And
grouted.
it's 28 feet down.
Yeah.
And they're grouted in on top of
Grouted
that.
in, yeah.
Okay, and you just had a machine up here testing it. Now, Lori was saying he thought it was 107, but you think it was 178,000 pounds.
Yeah, it was 178,000 pounds, I believe. 800 kilonewtons,
Of stress
I
onto those.
Yeah.
Okay, wow, that's incredible. And each one individually.
believe. Each one individually, yeah.
Okay.
It's not a
Awesome.
combined weight.
Now, these platforms that are up here behind you, these are for the platforms for the viewing platform, is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. These are all just footings, and there's going to be aluminum posts to an aluminum frame and walkway system that'll come on all on top of it.
Okay. And then the walkway, it goes from here all the way up to the top, right? And
Yeah.
so all those footings we see along, those are going to be where the footings are for the stairs.
That'll be the footings for the stairs. Yeah, they start
Okay.
right between those 2 footings and go around the tree and up and around the other trees. And
Okay.
to the top
And
of the hill.
then we can't see it from this vantage point, but then there's also footings going down the other side there.
That's correct. Yeah, there's
To a
a set of
second-
stairs going straight
okay.
down here to the platform at the bottom of the falls there.
Okay. And so the platform that's down there, and it's kind of
Cantilevered.
cantilevered, so it's out
Cantilevered
over
out for a better
and
view.
then back under. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that, I would think you're going to still need something like this down there
No,
to hold that up.
no, that's significant. That's for sure.
All right, cool. Now, what are your guys doing over on the north side right now?
Over there, he's drilling the holes for the anchor bolts, similar to what's here. He's
Oh,
drilling through
okay.
those sleeves to put 5-foot anchor bolts to
Okay.
bolt the posts down for the bridge towers.
Got it. And so when do the cables come? That's what I want to know.
I'm hoping within a couple weeks.
Okay. So within a couple weeks, we're going to have cables. And can you send me across on one of those cables?
I don't know.
That would be fun.
It would be.
Now, after the cables go in, how much longer after that before we actually see the steel platforming?
It's kind of going to come in phases. I think we're going to work on the stairs to come down to the bridge, and I think we're going to build the bridge last now to keep people from going out on the bridge while it's half constructed and
Of course.
eliminate that hazard.
Okay, awesome. All right, Tice, thank you so much. I'll let you get back to work because I know you have a long list of things to do.
I do for sure.
All right, we're going to have a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching Go Island. We are at Elk Falls, way up at the top where the construction is going on. Now, Pacific Industrial and Marine are the group that are actually doing the build. It has been so challenging. This terrain is unforgiving. Every piece of cement you've seen, they've had to carry the bags in of cement by hand and mix it on site. It has been incredibly labor intensive, which is one of the reasons it's taking a little bit longer than what they had predicted. There is so much engineering work that has had to go in. For instance, these anchors, the engineers had to test the rock for several weeks before they figured out which rock would actually hold the strength that they need to hold those cables, which are going to hold up 400, 300-pound men. That's the strength that has to be for the suspension bridge. So the work is carrying on right now over on the north side. They're drilling those holes for the anchors that will match this side anchors. It has been amazing. Now, all of this is possible because of your generosity. Over the last 3 or 4 years, during the live studio auction that Campbell River Rotary has held, you've been so generous, and that has allowed multiple projects to continue, but specifically this one. And this is going to be so wonderful for the residents of Campbell River and everywhere else to come and view this unbelievably magnificent canyon. So we are now going to leave Elk Falls and we are going to head down to the studio. So when you have a look at this next story, when you come back, we're going to be at the studio because they're prepping for this weekend's live studio show, which starts Friday at 6. So stay tuned for that, but right now, have a look at this. As promised, we left Elk Falls, regrettably, because I love Elk Falls. It's so peaceful up there, and it's so majestic and so magnificent. I love being surrounded by such spectacular nature. But alas, we are here in the Campbell River Shaw TV studio, and right here is where the auction is going to happen this weekend. It's a studio auction, and you call from those telephones. You actually call, and people are going to be sitting there, and they are going to pick up the phone, and they're going to say, how much do you want to bid? And then all of this set up here, this is where all of the items are going to be that you can view, and they're going to be showing them off. And here, of course, is where the MCs are going to be sitting. This is going to be so much fun. It's action-packed from 6 p.m. on Friday all the way through till Saturday. And the telephone number is 250-923-BIDS, B-I-D-S. Call that number starting at Friday, 6 p.m. and bid on the item that you want to capture. And you know what? It's a great way to do some early Christmas shopping. Because yes, Christmas is only 5 weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks away for Christmas. 5 weeks. That's not a lot of time. Not a lot of time to shop, and what a great way, because everything you bid on is going to be under your tree, and the best part is the money is going to some great causes. As you heard from Lori Buza earlier, the money from this year is going to go towards a whole bunch of local projects. All the money stays in Campbell River, but some of it's going to go onto the new trail at the north end of the suspension bridge, which will be done sometime after Christmas. Stay tuned here on Shaw to see the development of that. And for the rest of the week, what's today? Today is, yes, so we have one more show this week. We're going to be interviewing Ian McAllister at the Tidemark Theatre. That's going to be tomorrow's show. And then, of course, here in Campbell River is going to be the big studio auction on Friday, starting at 6 p.m. Comox Valley, Powell River, lots of stuff going on there this weekend. Check out your calendars and stay tuned, and we will see you in, tomorrow. Have a good day until then.